And we move to China, where the week-long 19th Communist Party Congress is over. President Xi Jinping will today unveil his cabinet lineup, including the 5 people who will enter the politburo and the 24 who will make up the politburo standing committee. More importantly, one of them could take over from Xi Jinping 5 years from now. Speculation is centered on this man. The man is Hu Shunhua, and academics in Delhi's Jawaharlal Nehru University remember his visit about a decade ago. Memories are blurred, but who speak very little English, communication mostly through interpreters. This is what we know about the man. Now, who is served in Tibet? He is currently party chief of the Guangdong province. He was seen as number 2 to Su Zhenxia, and soon is also purged in the anti-corruption campaign launched by Xi not very long ago. Hu Shunhua also survived by apparently dumping his former boss. He called for loyalty for President Xi and the party, and that he will ensure that he moves ahead. We'll know tomorrow.
Congress is a kind of big mass, but of which we see just the most, the smallest, the most public part. So the whole, all the decisions have been made behind closed doors. The procedures are pretty opaque. We don't know exactly where, if people have been handpicked or really elected, whether the election was competitive.
And Chairman is also another possible successor, but in all honesty, most of this is guesswork. President Xi may have his eyes on somebody completely different. There may be no great takeaways for India. Many, if not most of China's senior officials have visited India, but China scholars here say that it may not have endowed them with any great insight into India. They're generally party people who have climbed up the party ladder and will faithfully reflect the party line. An examination of the goals outlined by President Xi Jinping provides food for thought, though. By 2035, China will be a technologically challenged and advanced middle-income country. By 2050, China will be a nation with pioneering global influence, meaning it will rival or overtake the United States. The People's Liberation Army will be a world-class force by 2050. The Communist Party will foster a new kind of international relations. The goals cannot be objected to, but China under Xi is turning more authoritarian. Liberal elements are being purged, and the public will be closely monitored through a combination of biometrics, facial recognition technology, and surveillance cameras. Remarks by Zhang Zhiyong, a senior vice minister of the party, suggest a harder line on Tibet and therefore India. Last weekend, he said, and I quote, "Any country or any organization accepting to meet with Dalai Lama, in our view, is a major offense to the sentiment of Chinese people. The Chinese government opposes governments and organizations to receive the Dalai Lama in any name. Tibetan Buddhism is a Chinese religion. It didn't come from the outside," he said. Since India hosts Dalai Lama, expect more flack from Chinese when he meets Indian officials and ministers and in fact visits Arunachal Pradesh. The remarks he made gave the impression that the Doklam standoff remained an issue. What had been agreed upon in August was only temporary. This could also just suggest a tougher line on the border dispute. Foreign Minister Wang Yi will take over next March as a special envoy for the border discussions. Chinese scholars say that he is unlikely to show any flexibility on the dispute.